Oh no, it's been revealed that I was wearing shorts the whole time. This is my new travel outfit. This hat's been there since the beginning of the channel. The midnight, what do we call it? Midnight Mystic Manifest. Oh, I got a notification for this channel going live too. So we've been getting some money manifesting stories too that I want to talk about. And in order to celebrate, a stale cigar, but from the most expensive brand because I did not properly care for it. Probably would have been great to have this the first day. And we're going to find out if it crunches or if it doesn't. No, stayed good actually. So in order to celebrate making money and becoming successful, we're going to have the David off. Oh, we got comments already. Morning, brother. How you doing? Yeah, you did. Finally. Welcome in. Good morning to you as well. Had a Cuban a few days ago. Thought of you when I smoked it. Awesome, brother. Let me see what this is real quick. That was my friend. He just woke up. Part of the motorcycle thing. We're practicing today. Where was I going with this live today? I was just talking with SP and then tried to set stuff up with my friend. Oh yeah, we'll do that. We're going in on some business ventures, so I'm investing with him. Sorry, send questions if you have them. How was your guys' weekend? Yeah, what are you guys up to? Besides having a Cuban cigar, do you guys do anything else fun? This one could be saved for the channel too. This will be a nice, we're going to have a guest now. I actually almost went live with him last week. All right, so we'll put this, it doesn't matter because you guys can't see anything anyway. 30 years ago, me and my friends found this book. No, been so good. Not been so good. Kind of giving up and detaching now. Well, it's funny because detaching is almost like the best way. I know it sucks. It's like I talked about this before. When you detach, when you're detaching, it kind of. I watched a video actually from Joseph Rodriguez today on the way here. Like I said, I watch a lot of the other manifesting coaches just because I like hearing about it, hearing different takes, and he kind of like bridged something better than I did before, where I talked about when you detach, it's like you say I'm giving up, but all it is really is detaching. He was saying it's a way to let things flow, because if you already have something, it just kind of flows into your life. There's no more resistance. You're avoiding the resistance when you're letting it flow. And he talks about the flow state, and that's something that I've been trying to perfect too. Like I said the other day, when I left the island on vacation, I felt more into the flow state. But then I wavered a little bit this weekend. And then right now I've just picked myself up. So it's like whatever you don't give power to, it doesn't exist. I feel I've done anything and everything I could with SP. So it's up to her and the universe on how to best move on from it. Well, that's a good way to look at it, honestly. It's like when you've done everything you're supposed to, you could back off. And then whenever you want to feel something, like go back into those end scenes that make you feel good. Like for me, it was that end scene of her saying, I love you, holding her, pulling her close. And that end scene played out, other than the I love you part, almost identically on the beach in the middle of the night where we're the only ones on the beach in Puerto Rico. But it's like for over a month, I was visualizing that. And it didn't play out exactly the way I wanted, but the feeling and the vibe that this thing gave me was there. So every time I was wavering or something, I would do that and feel that. And then the scene played out. So that's where you just persist and detach. If you can persist and detach, feeling the need to do the techniques is being like too attached and feeling that you haven't done enough work. Doing the techniques because they make you feel good and realizing you're the technique is the true way to do it. So it's like, if I'm doing this because it makes me feel good, perfect. Same thing like, why are you dating SP? Because I feel good about dating SP. Why are you living this type of lifestyle? Because it makes me feel good. And it's just a natural point is getting to the naturalness of it. Hope that made sense. Focusing on money for now. Worried about finding work. See, then there's another issue. It's like when you worry about it, that's when it gets harder. Like the perfect example is when I quit that job 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks, whatever it was. When I quit that, I had a prospect for a job that I figured I'd probably get, and then I had Mystic, and it's like, well, it's either Mystic or nothing. And the next day I woke up with a client, and the next day I woke up with a client, and it's like you started getting more clients. Then the one video went viral on TikTok, and then it's like, all right, walking in faith. So it's like when you're walking in faith that you're going to get whatever comes your way. Like, the perfect job is going to unveil itself at the perfect time. Like for me, I kept wanting to make more money. Now, I don't know if he popped in here, but my business partner, I was just texting as I'm going live, says I'll pop in. He presents me with a business opportunity. Then I told him one too that just kind of appeared in my life through some other circumstances. I'm like, man, that's a good business thing. And everything starts to reveal itself to you. The hard part is sitting back and waiting, because then it starts to feel like nothing's going to happen when nothing's moving. Try not to worry about finding work. Be confident that the job will find you. Yeah. Or already having the job and focusing on X amount of income. Yeah. Like for me, when I was out of work for that time or before the trip, I was like, well, if I had all day to myself, what would my life be like? And Neville even says this too about imagining the perfect job. I was like, well, I don't have to go to work, so it feels amazing. Like right now, I don't have Mondays are my off days, so I could do the live. I could schedule the most clients these days. And somebody told me a story about one of the other manifesting coaches saying like, oh, I picture closing my laptop on a Wednesday and saying, I can't believe my work week's over. So I started feeling it's like, if I rip through videos today and do a live today and then take as many clients as I can, then each day of the week I do so many, but I was out of work. So it's like by noon or 2 every day, I'm setting my own schedule and I've made all my money and I feel good about it. And I was feeling like it was already done. And then we had a surge in followers, a surge in viewers on TikTok, because now TikTok and here both have almost the same amount of viewers. And it was like feeling like it's already done. It's like, oh, do I have to get dressed into like, I don't even know what you call it. It's like a button down shirt and like cargo pants. That's my uniform for work. And broken down boots. It's like, do I have to do that and get dirty and play with toilets and stuff every day? Nope. I get to go and help people and make their lives better. So I started like picturing that's how my life is. That's what my life is. And everything felt so much better. And from there, it's like, once you feel that state, the universe starts to give it to you. So you want to feel that. Having a tough time, I guess. I'm wavering, checking 3D and being triggered by 3D. It's hot and cold all over, really sucks. I just want to be with my man, committed, him loving me. I know that's hard, because even when things like, the hard part is like, it goes back to self-concept, because like you guys have seen my, pretty much everyone was commenting. I think you guys all follow me on Instagram too already. It's like you saw me and SP posted each other on our Instagrams and things like that. And then I came back, I did the live, I was cool, I didn't care if we hung out or not. Then this weekend, it's like my plans got canceled. That's why it's like self-concept is so important. If my plans got canceled, I was only using those as a distraction to not think about SP. So I began wavering a little bit this weekend too. But at the same time, it's like, nope, pull back, whatever. And then like, I was just messaging her right now. And it's like, well, what am I doing? I'm like, trying to like set up another time to hang out. Let them come to you. It's like almost like you're making SP's job too easy, right? Like where it's like, oh, I'm going to set everything up. I'm going to do this. There's nothing wrong with it, because I've done it for a long time too. But don't don't put them back in the pedestal, because when you have a high self-concept and you realize, this is why I say it's like, oh, it's cool to think, oh, I could get in when I want. Because that self-concept, not that you're going to do anything, but having that feeling, it's like a safety net. Like, if I don't have this person, I could get someone 10 times better. You might not really believe it, or that person might be fictional, or you might never do it, but it's relaxing for you. I'm surprised I'm even smoking again. I got really sick yesterday. It's in the past now. Just going to focus on me and my self-concept. Yeah, see, there we go. Perfect self-concept. That's the best way to start. Yep. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, because even when you're doing stuff right, it's just the bridge. I made a video on this the other day. When you're waiting for the bridge to unfold, sometimes it gets ugly first, sometimes it's beautiful, and then ugly, then beautiful again. But we sometimes judge the bridge before it's undone. Like this job I'm at now, I don't really want it. But when they sent me a message, I was like, oh man, they're like, hey, could you call us? I was like, oh, they probably heard about how I quit the last job and they're not going to hire me now. I started thinking like that. Then he was like, hey, we want to get you working as soon as possible. When I finally called him, he was like, we want to get you working as soon as possible. Could you fill out all this paperwork, blah, blah, blah. I was like, damn, what's crazy is it was the exact opposite about what I was worrying. I'm not saying you always manifest the opposites, but our mind often jumps to that negative thing. And we sometimes, like a lot of times too, it's like I'll hear people's stories and they'll tell me what's going on with them. And I'm like, I don't see the issue with it. And me and my friend, who's a master manifestor too, talked about this. People misinterpret things on text messages too. Like he even said, same thing as me. When we're texting our girl, it's like two different people. Who you text and who you spend time with are two different people. Versus that's why it's like we can't base stuff off text, because someone will read me, oh, what do you think this text means? Like to me, it means nothing. To you, it means everything, and it means really bad. But to me, it just sounds like a normal message. But to you, it's the end of the world. That's why everything's relative, and you can't sit there and say, oh, well, the world's falling apart because they said this. So hopefully that makes sense. Good morning, Yup. How you doing? Doing better than last week. SP ghosted me, though. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yup. But we were just talking about this. It seems like it's funny, not funny in a good way, but like funny in an odd way. Like the week where I was gone, I was posting all these videos and stuff, and I started rechecking everything. And today's like the first day really hitting the ground running again. It seems like everybody was having progress. They kind of like slumped down a little bit, but now it's like, good, this thing died already. But it's like everyone was having progress. Seems like they slumped down, and but that's just all it seems like. That's why I was saying, don't judge a bridge before it unfolds. It could still be like unfolding in the best possible way. Remember, I was doing everything right and found out about a third party in the middle of it. And I was like, what the fuck is all this about? Muscle goes to the only do it because you need so much time. Yeah, that's a good point too, Mark. That's what I was. That's what I would always say too. It's like, oh, the only bad things are happening because they're not growing and subscribing. That's what I was just saying. Like it jumped when I took that leap of faith, almost at the 1,000 mark. I'm just gonna have to say it till I believe it. Yeah, it's true. You just got to keep doing it. This channel helps keep me focused. Well, I'm glad it does. That's what I've been trying to do. That's why I try to record enough videos. Like Mondays are probably the only days like I'll record the videos and maybe post one, but then I do the live here too. Shoot, I texted SP 5 days and the third party texted me and said stop harassing him. So now I can't communicate with SP anymore. Well, remember, I was blocked and there was a very aggressive third party blocking with blockage towards my SP. But who knows where that motherfucker ran off to? Gone into the wind because I said be gone. Mystic style. The whole thing about growing on TikTok though is like TikTok has like a very religious community too, and I think they pushed it out there. There was religious people saying this is a Jedi mind trick. I'm like, no, this is read the Bible, dumbass. Let me see if they said anything else. I don't comment back with them. Let's see. Looks like more notifications from here too. I wouldn't be surprised if it had the same amount of subscribers. Why do we even pay for internet at this point? 6 new followers. If you're from TikTok, welcome. Somebody said all 6 times. It has been a journey. Actually, we got more followers. We have the same amount of followers on TikTok as we do on here. That's crazy. I don't have a third party, but I know it's also playing. But I know so it's playing games with another. But it does not piss me off so much. I just keep telling myself that she knows she won't find anyone better than me. That's right. That's how you do it. Yeah, they won't find anyone better than you. That's the thought you have to have. And then it becomes fact. SP is playing video games with another guy. Okay, that makes it more clear. I kind of got it. It took me a second. It's hard. I know it's hard when you're going through like chats like that because you're trying to hurry up and write something before the chat goes up. But luckily, this is about a higher end for us too, 13 viewers. She sees him as a brother. Yeah, it's like that's one of the things why I say step back and see how far you've come. Because when you give yourself that credit, it's another one, to boost your self-confidence. And two, like while doing that, you start to logically register why is SP not with you? So like mine is one of my things where I step back and say, well, look where I was 2 years ago when I met her and she wanted me then, but now look where I am. It's like helping all these people online, making money on the side, have a good day job, dress nice and better, which she had a heavy influence on my style. I'm in better shape than I was, still getting in better shape. This third party didn't look like this. Third party wasn't in a good shape. Everybody likes me. You start going through things like that. Like that's where I start. It's like, oh, it's like another thing is I bought the motorcycle. It's like, okay, well, I got a motorcycle. She got a motorcycle. It's like you start going through all these things where it's like, if she wants something, I make it happen. And it's like not saying that we're putting them up on a pedestal, but doing that builds your self-concept and then also triggers with them in somewhere in you that, oh yeah, why would they not want me? Do you guys do anything else for yourselves though this weekend? That's what I wound up doing. I wound up because I couldn't hang out with SP. Becomes a thing too. It's like once you get to like my point where it's like you kind of don't want to hang out with SP, but because if you've had a history like this, you sometimes feel obligated. That's actually the message I just sent her too. Was like we're talking about. There's a little bird, a little sparrow right here by the window. Oh, he flew away. The conversation we just had, and I guess it is reacting to the 3D a little bit, but I was like, basically, like you're trying to give space. It's all like 3D action though. It's like you're trying to give that person space whether you tell them or not. But at the same time, like it's like, oh, I'm gonna stay busy this weekend so I don't bother SP. Right now, that's good because if you're still learning, like I didn't do it as a learning curve, but eventually you get to the point like me where it's like, I'm only doing it because I feel like, oh, it's an insecurity thing where it's like, oh, I have to be with SP this weekend, otherwise she'll fuck someone else. No, when you get to that point too, where it's like you don't feel like hanging out with them, go do your own thing because you still have your own life. And like I said, pay attention what the 3D says. 3D will sometimes reflect something to you. Like she told me, she goes, "You have your own life, I have my own. Yeah, we could spend time together, but it's you have your life, I have mine," and it's true because I have people in my life I need to take care of. I've got this channel. I've got other things that I want to do with my life where, yeah, I want her to be a part of it, but I don't need you in it all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's like the getting them off the pedestal, really. And then it's like you get to this point now where it's like I just want to kind of do my own thing this weekend. Can you ask for advice? Yes. Let's hear it. Yep, yep. I was going to do this live since we've got this book here. Yep, the whole thing is graph paper. Maybe this will look better. I got to figure out how to do it because then it will take a longer time to get the journals out because I won't put them out there until I see how it looks. But if you guys want me to release it looking like this, I mean, the only bonus to this paper I figured is you could make the graphs and charts and stuff like the pros and the cons, the old SP and the new SP. Today live for you guys. Because I haven't written anything in a manifesting journal in a long time. And while I would prefer lined paper, we'll make it work with this. Then you guys can learn as well. Oh, you know, let me go look back at the comments of one of the other videos that I posted because I want to see if the person who I think made the comment because I like it. Nope, she's not here. But thank you for who said I didn't look bummy the other day with my sweatsuit on. So we're gonna do the pros and cons, or no, where SP is currently. And I know we don't talk about the old story, but we see it. Let me say. So we have the ideally or 4D SP. We'll do it like that. So as much as this sucks, write down everything you don't like about SP. And over here, write down everything you do like about, or what you would want, which is usually just easy. It's like, doesn't respond to me, responds to me, blocked, unblocked, stuff like that. And then you go back, like I did like a year later or so. It's like some of the stuff didn't unfold and we were together. It's like, man, this stuff didn't unfold. Maybe this is as good as it gets. Then you forget about the book for a while, and then it all unfolds in between there. My friend and I just moved into a new house, and it's really wonderful, and I can save a lot of money here. But as soon as I moved in, I realized I really need my own place. Okay. How to approach when I've been here a month and I'm ready to move on to my own apartment. Love my friends. I don't want to burn a bridge. I mean, there's a 3D way to approach it, and then there's the manifesting way. The manifesting way, I would say, just every night as you're going to sleep, picture yourself in, like, maybe go look for some condos or apartments or whatever, or new house, whatever you want to live in. Picture yourself because you'll probably be taking your bed with you, sleeping in your bed, but as you're falling asleep, with your eyes closed, visualize this house, and then it's like, oh, if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, how does this floor feel? Do you have carpet there or no carpet there? And start visualizing that house and moving amongst that house as you're falling asleep, like Neville used to do from the army barracks, where he pictured himself back at his family's house. He wasn't visualizing leaving the army. He wasn't visualizing how to get out of the barrack room back to his. He just visualized where he wanted to be, and then before you know it, he was back where he wanted to be. And it took a little bridge, because here's a way it could naturally play out. You're doing that. Somebody else says, I can't afford it. Then you're not the one burning the bridge. And then it's like, they can't afford it anymore. We have to move out. Sorry. Or we're going to get a new roommate. Or maybe you come into more money and you could afford it all yourself. And then they have to leave. There's a million ways it could play out. So that's the way to do it, like that. Not sure how to manifest it naturally. I already found a place I want and put it on hold. It's ready in a week. Well, then maybe, yeah, like I said, like I was saying, if that one's ready in a week, I know it's a time frame, but it's like, picture yourself there and how it feels and stuff like that. Or like them saying, I'm so happy for you. It's like, we'll figure this out. Don't worry about it. We want the best for you. If they're really your friends, they'll want the best for you, or just start practicing like that. It's the situation with leaving here that's the problem. Why is that the problem? And you feel like you'll burn a bridge because they can't afford it without you? Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about the how it unfolds. Just picture yourself sleeping in that new house. I mean, yep, you've had a lot of manifestation success too. So, I mean, if you could afford that place and everything else is lined up, just picture yourself sleeping there and waking up there. And then every morning when you wake up at this place, like, man, I'm so glad I have my own place. Even though you're in a different area, but maybe you do it even before you open your eyes. Man, I'm so glad I have this house now. It's nice to be on my own. Now I've got plenty of room for me and SP. And then you start throwing your other manifestations in there or doing your gratitude in the morning. Oh, I'm so thankful for this, and having shelter that's my own, and just keep going through it like that. Yeah, I think that would be the natural manifesting way to do it. Or picture, if you have to break it into parts, maybe picture them. Like I said, oh, I wouldn't even break it into parts really. I would just be visualizing that. And then if you picture them, like, oh, I'm so happy you found your own place, like them just telling you loving things about you going. They can afford it here and I can afford it there. But if I'm suddenly moving out in a week, I can ruin good friendships. They're, they are the only family I have in town. We did move in there together. Well, I don't know how it would burn the bridge too by going. If they could afford it without you and you could afford something else on your own, even if you didn't want it, like, I mean, honestly, there's no reason to not make your move. And if you tell them, be like, hey, I'm kind of needing to branch out and do my own thing, but I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. Maybe even throw SP into it, be like, yeah, me and SP need some extra space or something. I don't know how much they know about it, but be like, hey, I met someone and I think it would be better like this. And if you have to address it in the 3D, otherwise, I mean, because it sounds like all the details are already worked out. I'm just getting to the point where I feel so defeated that any positivity just seems delusional. I've been there before too, where now you just hate everything and it's like, oh, this is all bullshit. I don't want to feel good. You almost revel in feeling bad because you think it's the only thing that's going to happen. But that's why I keep saying, look back, be grateful, and see where you are now and make yourself feel good because you do have a lot of things to be grateful for already. Like for you, it's like I'm a great 3D artist. I have the best job in the industry. What's being unfolded for me is the best job I could imagine. What's what else? Like I have my SP. So you just start like if you already feel delusional, be delusional. Like I said before, the future is not decided. There's two possible paths, and the only reason we're deciding the future is because we have a negative past, and it's like okay, logically, that's just letting logic and a natural assumption take the weight. So the natural assumption is if it's been bad in the past, it's only going to be bad in the future, no matter what I say or do, whatever is going to unfold it that way. But there's two ways. The future is undecided. The future could be either really good or really bad. So decide like either way is delusional because you don't know the future. You can't define. You see these two paths, but there's a third path somewhere else too because there's infinite possibilities. You're just choosing. I'm just going to go with that one when you could have went to be delusional about the other one. What's up, Hayden? How you doing, brother? That's how I felt all weeks. Yeah, sometimes it is a lesson, and the lesson is that, but don't also feel like that's like the universe had to teach me a lesson. Sometimes I've done that before where I've taken it as a lesson, which is good and true and motivational and whatever. But that also kind of gives your power away. Maybe it's you teaching yourself a lesson, and the lesson is I need more space to do my own shit, and like everything is going the direction I want it to go. It's just taking a little bit of time, but it's going to get there. But like I said, just keep being thankful for what you have now. I had some great movement recently. that's related to SP and was also stalking. That revealed that my SP was stalking me for months. That's awesome, Hayden. See, and the last time I talked to you, it was like there was like here's how it goes. It goes in waves like that. From what I've learned, it's like when I went away, it seemed like everyone was going down in their manifestations or seeing negative things. But as I see right now, Hayden's stuff turned around already because I think it was last week when we talked in a live. And I think it was Hayden that was feeling the same way as a lot of you guys were. But now it's turned around. And now dwell really, really hard in that moment. Honesty is always the best. If you go about the 3D, just be honest. If they are real friends, they won't be upset. Yes. And then also affirm for it too. Like they always understand what I'm doing. They've been thinking the same thing for a while. They're going to be more relieved that I'm gone anyway. It's like this works out best for everyone. How do I manifest a smooth transition where I don't burn bridges? I already manifested the place. I'm worried about breaking the news to my friends and them feeling like I pulled the carpet out from under them. I mean, you don't have to like feel like you're pulling the carpet out from under them. Like if you do it the day before, it might be like that, but be like, hey guys, look, I just found this great thing just popped up, and I agree with Talani too, that if you're honest with them and they're true friends, they're not going to be upset. So you just say, and just assume the best for them too. It's like just maybe tell them today, be like, hey, I found this opportunity. It just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I really want to do this, but I don't want to hurt you guys or make you guys think I betrayed you or anything. I'm just doing this, and then just like picture the best and picture them saying the best to you, and that they're happy about it, just as happy as you are, and they're happy for you, and they want to see you do well and exceed. And then you just kind of go out and do your own thing then. Imagine that, being happy for you. Imagine the bridge is not broken. Imagine they feel the same way that you do. Exactly. All that negative. Oh, they're doing something negative. They're only doing it to get your attention. You're the one they want. Like I said before, your desire desires you. And sometimes we get so wrapped up. Like, I think it's Epictetus that has this Stoic quote: we often suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Because we're creating problems for ourselves in our imagination when we can only be creating positive things. Yeah, we should only be imagining the best for ourselves. I should have did the mug different too, because the mug is a left-handed mug if you're doing it for the channel. Yeah, so this was the thing I kind of wanted to cover today, though, is like going over where your SP is currently and your ideal version. Like you break it into this, and then go back and look at it later on, like blocked. Sometimes like I would go back and only one thing was changed. It's like, this is all bullshit. Go back a year later, and everything's the way you wanted it to be. Yep. You said you wish you could affirm that's what's going on. Then affirm that's what's going on, because it is. What you desire desires you. Wishing that it could be done is giving your power away. I'm coming up for a year since the breakup. Don't focus on that. Don't focus on time, Mark. Because time doesn't exist. The only way a negative past exists is when you bring it to the present, because the only thing that exists is this present moment. That's why revision works, because you're going back and changing the past, or why going into the future event and forgetting about the past event works, because you dwell in the future so much that it has to become real. I love left-handed mugs and paper with no lines. But what if you call the channel BLL? Oh, balls to the wall manifesting. That would be good. What you desire desires you more. Exactly. You really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I can say that. Yeah, once it happens, like you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So always assume the best. But naturally, it's like third party, this, that. And I guarantee you, like, for me, look, it's the same thing. It pops up with me, too. And especially if you've had a negative past or a history with that person, it pops up. But this is where you get mind control. You have control over your mind. It doesn't bother you. Mark, same with my original SP. I broke down and looked him up the other day and then cried. Now I feel so silly. Exactly. You feel silly after all this stuff. Also dropped the logic, especially with female SP. Yeah. It's crazy how all of it works. Because I could tell you sometimes, like I even have days where it's like, oh, this is all stupid. What am I doing online? But then I see something. That's why we do mini manifestation lists too, and everything else. Like, I mean, that's why we do it. Have no logical emotions. I mean, I've seen that too. And if that's your assumption, then it's true. I just say everybody only shows up for me in the best way for me. It's such a nice day out here too. It's gonna be 80. So maybe work out outside. Or go ride the motorcycle, practice. For a cigar I thought went bad, this is actually pretty good. See if I can take my hat off. My head itches, but I don't want to take it off because I know my hair is furrowed out. But I'm going to do it. Oh, not as bad as I thought. No, it's kind of bad. I didn't feel like putting gel in before this, so I had to go with the Midnight Manifesting look, which, it's funny because my friend, who was around for the beginning of the channel, proponent to starting it, said, let's do, when I did the first live, I think he called it Midnight Manifesting. It says the late hour is the name of this cigar. Except it's early. Maybe for some of you it's not, but what time is it here? It's 11 a.m. here. We are both logical and emotional. Brain scans show we are both, while men use their logic and lots of the anger emotion. I could vouch for that part. Which is why sometimes I feel manifesting is harder for guys. But when you're really creative too, which I know, like, especially like for Mark, I know you do creative stuff. You do like 3D animation and stuff like that. That's a creative skill. So imagination could be easier. Like for me, movie making and comedy and stuff like that, I'm always in imagination. So it should be the same for you. In Warhammer, the orcs come from extremely sentient race, but they have devolved. Basically, they think that something works, then it will. That's why Warhammer orcs paint everything red to go fast. I didn't know that, but that's still, it's manifesting. It's whatever you believe to be true is true. Oh, I forgot I got to drink left-handed. Let's do, hold on. Let's do mini manifestations together. We're going to do this again too once I put the right books out for merch. So let's see. Mini manifestation. Oh, I got a success story on that too. I'm going to have to make a video on it. So one of the only manifestation success stories I never had come true was from 4 years ago. And it just came true. 4 years ago, I said, let me manifest, because I couldn't do a ladder because I climb a ladder at work every day. So I'm like, it's not going to be believable. I'm like, what about a blue squishy stress ball? And I pictured the rigid line, like on those foam stress balls. Because I saw some guy on Reddit talk about doing that one because he climbed a ladder every day at work too. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, that's the only one that was one I never wanted to talk about on the channel because I'm like, man, that squishy ball didn't come true, but I got SP. I made money. I have all this other stuff going on. So I'm like, I should be good. And then it never happened. I never found it. I started this new job. Someone has a table at this job, a table full of stress balls. And I saw the blue one. I'm like, and then I picked it up when no one was looking. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. So I had to squeeze it just to make sure. But yeah, my blue balls have been found. They were found this weekend too, since I didn't get to CSP. That's why they weld an engine to a car, not wired, and it still works. We are all the works. I have a new SP. It's Jim Bay. I wanted to shoot my shot today and ask him for his name, but he wasn't there. I'll try again tomorrow. Mitzi, that's awesome because I can tell you from a gym man myself that it is like the girls always like, oh, why don't guys approach us in the gym? It's intimidating. Why the fuck do you think we're in the gym? We can't speak to women. We go there to take out all of our aggression and testosterone since we can't get it through lovemaking. That's like a thing in the gym. Like if a girl goes there with makeup and she's dressed up and stuff, that's one who's there to talk, but also she probably knows she's hot. And most guys at the gym, they're there because they have some kind of like myself. It's like we talk about the body dysmorphia. Even if you were jacked and shredded as fuck and everything like that, you're gonna feel like garbage. So then you go to the gym and it's like we're watching, but it's like, oh, I would never be without it. And it's like I don't want to ruin her workout. Like now she's gonna have to think, oh, is this guy gonna follow me to the parking lot or this, that? Most guys do not want to approach a woman in the gym. And my SP told me that she did once. She approached a guy in the gym. I guess he had a boyfriend. Or he had a boyfriend. He had a girlfriend or something. It was like a couple of years before she met me. And she said she found him online, saw him there, and then approached him in the gym. I'm like, that happens? This is like before I even caught feelings for her. I'm like, girls do that? She goes, yeah, girls do that. And I'm like, I don't believe it. Never happened to me. I've only asked out 2 girls in the gym. It was my first ever girl that I asked out when I was in high school. I asked her out at the gym. And then my SP. And those were both scary moments. The first girl, I asked her out, and I had like no self confidence, even though I was like getting in shape for the first time. I very unconfidently, I'm like, hey, would you want to do something this weekend? See you later. And then like I just walked away defeated because she was like at the time she was like I think I was 16 when I started there, so she was a year older, so she was like 17. She was like almost a senior, and I was a junior. And it was like during the summertime. I was real nervous. I asked her out, and she goes, "Oh, I got plans this weekend." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'll see you later." I walk away. She goes, "What about next weekend?" I'm like, "No, it's okay." I keep walking. I'm like, "Wait, did you just say next weekend? You just tried to make a plan?" And then yeah, so that's how that one worked out. That's low self confidence. Where did Mitzi and Sweet Tea go? Come back, ladies. Too many balls, not enough. I was trying the same. I don't need to find blue balls, only MISP. My post showed up late, but congrats on. Still not this basketball. It'll come, even if it's 4 years from now. Which there's a perfect thing. I don't think it needs to take that long. But I was trying really hard to get that blue ball. And in a way I found it because I had a lot of blue balls in the meantime. That gives me motivation because eye contact he and I have is intense. That's about our extent. Like you know how much he can ruin any workout for me. See, that's funny because then think your desires you because you're definitely ruining his workout too, not in a bad way, but in a way of like, God damn it, you pussy, why didn't you ask her out? Trust me, I've been there. It's like, and you know how fucking excited guys get? It's like, we made eye contact. Like, or if a girl works out next to you a couple times, like you're doing something, you go across the gym and then she's there. It's like you kind of know she wants to talk to you, but you don't want to talk to her because it's like, I don't want to be the gym creep. And I'll tell you a story about a very low self-confidence friend that I had back in the day. I wound up cutting him off because he was always negative. This is the worst case of a guy doing something like this in the gym. And even if you just ask a girl out in the gym and get rejected, we feel as embarrassed as this guy should have felt. So he spoke to this woman once, and he's like, I'm going to marry her. I'm this and that. I'm like, dude, take it easy. Just if I could talk to her for 10 minutes or less with our friend's dad, which our friend's dad was actually the one who introduced me to SP. And then he was this guy was jealous. That's why we don't do jealousy. Don't do any of this negative emotion and stuff. He was very jealous of me being with SP. And he goes, no, you could get any girl because that friend's dad was introducing us to girls left and right. And I had no like attachment to SP at the time. So I was actually going to talk to this girl, but I'm like, oh, you know what? Give this guy, I don't want to say his name, a chance. He talks to her for 10 minutes. I'm going to marry her. Her body's perfect. And this and that. I'm settle down. I'm like, what did you guys talk about? Did you exchange numbers? No, we'll get him later. Then I think he got his number, her number after that. And then basically she ghosted him. And I wasn't really into manifesting SPs then because I had only tried it once and failed before. And that's the one who I talked about who came back later, like a year later. He goes up to this girl. Oh my God. He went up to her while she was doing squats and he tried waving at her and she didn't wave back. I'm like, maybe she didn't see you. I'm like, I can't fucking see. I take my glasses off at the gym. So if you are standing 100 feet away from me, I can't see you. You have to wave like this for me and to assume it might be me. If it's crowded by me, I'm not going to wave back. I'm like, maybe she needs glasses. No, Nick, that's bullshit. And he stands behind her. He goes, hey, she's got her headphones, didn't work out. I'm like, oh my God. I'm pick up deadlift time to deadlift. You do your thing. I'm not with him. Like when you get banned from the gym and the cops show up and then he goes, so you're just not talking to me, huh? I'm like, holy shit. I hear it through my headphones. I'm like, all right, now unrack the weights. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to the Stairmaster. See ya. And then he goes, can you believe this? And then he goes, she's just not talking to me. I'm like, I wouldn't talk to you either. You don't just walk up behind a woman and do something like that. And he's like, this always happens to me. I meet the perfect girl and then she's going to be with some douchebag. I'm like, settle down, dude. Like, settle. And I'm like, her ass is perfect. I'm going to marry her. I'm like, settle down, man. And he was getting loud about it. I'm surprised she didn't tell the front desk and call the police. But then the girl never made eye contact. I had talked to her once or twice before too, just because of our friend's dad. But I never tried anything because then by the time I spoke to her, this guy was like, don't speak to her because I'm like, I wasn't even trying to do nothing really. I didn't find her as attractive as he did. And yeah, that's a way not to do it. So every guy in the gym who wants to ask out a girl feels like the interaction is going to be just like, even just, hey, would you be interested in doing something later on after a workout, grabbing a cheat meal? And she says no. In our minds, it feels like that happened. So when a girl is approaching the guy, I think that's pretty much the only way I feel like it would work is if a girl approaches the guy, because the guy is not going to say no. He's going to feel like, all this work is paying off. Yes. Let's see. TikTok has scared me to go up to the gym now. Exactly. I don't feel like being approached in the gym. That's why I stopped going. But I also wish I wasn't so shy in public. Well, I mean, yep. A lot of guys are shy in the gym too. You know who you have to worry about the most is the old men. Old men have the best gym riz of all time. They got them big balls big balls or saggy balls where they don't give a fuck. I seen the older guy. The girl had when people wear the big ass headphones, they don't want to be talked to. She was on the Stairmaster. He went, got her attention. He goes, telling her to take her headphones off. She took her headphones off. And he goes, anyway, leans up on the machine while she's doing the stairs and has a whole conversation with her. I'm like, man, that's game, but kind of pathetic game. But he did that. So I think the only thing girls really have to worry about is older guys. Younger guys don't do that shit really. And by younger guys, I mean guys up in probably their early 50s. It's dudes 55 and plus that do that gym riz. See, I'll be up, you speak to me, but saw the 3D, I'd be scared. You speak more here, but if I saw you in my 3D, I'd be scared. I'm at SP at the gym. He was my fitness trainer. It's because he's exactly what I wrote down in my vision board 2 years ago. And there he is, gorgeous as ever. I mean, hey, then trust me, you'll make his day. I miss SP. He must be missing me 10 times more. Exactly. That's the mindset to have. That's amazing. My friends told me last week to decide what I want and put on a vision board. I do. Hey, it's funny you said that too, because one of the businesses I'm going into now is I know that I did a video about this before too, about talking about your manifestations before they come true. But I do it anyway because I got a big fucking mouth and I say everything that I'm going to do. And I just assume the more I talk about it, the more it's going to happen. One of the things I'm working on now is doing the Turo car rentals. I got a Honda Accord, that's it, not the motorcycle. We were working on getting a car, and one of the cars we were looking at, It was a decent price. It's a blue Mustang convertible and then the black Dodge Challenger. Both of them were on my vision board from when I was a kid. And I'm like, damn, if we get both of those, I've got both of my cars from the thing and they pay me. You can't go back to that gym. No, I actually, no, I'm not a member of that gym anymore, but I did keep going back. That girl used to give me dirty looks like, look, I didn't tell the motherfucker to act like that. Ask his self-concept what's wrong. Your friend is exactly why I stopped going to the gym. Why can't they just strike up a conversation and keep it going a few times before asking out? That's the thing that the old guys always said too. Like, oh, just become friends with them first. Then it's like, talk normal, like a normal person. If you realize, I'll tell you from being a gym guy my whole life, the reason you go in the gym because you have low self-confidence. You see yourself as absolutely bad with women and you can't speak to them and you think everything's all in that pressure. Once they start talking to you, you got to just say something now. The reason it worked with my SP was I didn't give a fuck about her when I met her. I was just like, I was going through a heartbreak and a chest tear. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you at all. I see you're an older woman, cool. You're in good shape for older women. Sure, guys want to bust their nuts, whatever. I don't really care. Then we just kept working out near each other. And then my friend's dad kept kind of like facilitating stuff or like being like the third wheel clown to make us like I'll break his balls, he'll break mine back, and like almost a little comedy duo. And then me and her just kept talking. And at the end of the night, I'm like, do you do cheat meals? She goes, I love tacos and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I love tacos too. You want to go to TBK? If you live in Chicago, TBK is kind of like a place you'll eat when you're drunk. It's disgusting. There goes that sponsor. I was like, hey, whatever. Cool. We'll, do you want to go? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, maybe I'll get laid. And, but it was just more or less like, let me just get out there and talk. Maybe the universe is setting something up for me. We had a discussion and, it just led to, it was like the 40-year-old virgin. She's like, oh, I've got 3 kids. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, she's an attractive older woman. Of course she's got kids. And then she goes, and a grandkid. I'm like, oh, there was literally the 40-year-old virgin line. And I thought it was hilarious. And then that's kind of like how it went. And then from there, but I mean, it was a normal conversation first. Boomers are menacing at the gym. They are. Makes me want to call my dad. I need an adult. They do want to butt heads too all the time. Like, especially when you take out your camera, because I do my fitness stuff too. I try to go in the middle of the night so no one's there, but the boomers will fucking stare at you like, who do you think you are? It's like, I understand I'm not fucking Arnold, but maybe you looked like Arnold back in the day. Sorry, big man. Like, I started doing it. Like, I go at the gym, I'll take my shirt off. I know you're not supposed to. I'll take my shirt off and film videos. Just because it's like I'll go later on at night, and if a boomer wants to say something, now it's like I'm not going to get into a physical altercation. But when I was afraid of them before, it's like I didn't know how to fight really. I knew how to fight and stuff, but like I'm not going to actually fight an old man, but it'll be like, back off, pops. I'm here to do my thing. That's why I'll bring my pops with me to the gym and be like, all right, you film me, because a boomer won't say nothing to another boomer if he's just filming his son who's training. My SP got mad and I locked my account. My SP got mad that I locked my account. She went through my followers to dig up music account and block it. I thought she didn't care. Amazing things happen when you really don't care and chase. Yeah, exactly. Even when you're together, even when you're together like I am now, it's like you could still be chasing. Like I tend to do. It's like, that's another reason why I keep talking about expanding my circle of like male friends and business partners and doing other things outside of SP. Because it's like, oh, well, I know she has all these things about going to the beach and stuff like that. But that was never really my thing before. That's like the relaxing like style. But I've always been very goal oriented. That's why I didn't have a girlfriend until I met her when I was 20. I just turned 24. I'm 26 now. So about 2 years or so with her. I never wanted a girlfriend because it's like I'm still on that grind. But through this whole thing, I've lost myself. It's like, yeah, let's just relax and stuff. And I love my SP, but we're on different wavelengths of like, she'd rather relax and have a good time. I believe you relax after you've earned it. Like, that's why I could take her on trips, because I grind it out at the job I hate. And then I've been blessed to have this channel where people pay for coaching and stuff, which, like I've told you guys before, I don't get slammed with clients usually. But when I do, it's like nice little change in the pocket to do a trip. And with SP, it's almost like, well, this weekend I want to go to the beach. It's like sometimes we got to work on weekends. But I've kind of lost that and lost myself. So that's why I've been, you got to keep yourself busy with other things. That's why I always say, what did you do this weekend for you? Hayden and Mitzi have me cracking up in these comments. That's what I love about this, because this is a more positive, funny environment than like when I go live on TikTok with the comedy channel. I have to be on my A game because people are going to come to roast you, and you have to. I mean, like I said, I grew up like in that environment where my whole family, we make fun of each other. That's one of the things I love about my SP. She'll break my balls in more ways than one. I prefer one way, but whatever. We'll break each other's balls on stuff, but that's what I like about her. It reminds me how I grew up in family and closeness, and like me and my friend, all we do is make fun of each other. But I have to be on my A game for roasting and shit when I go on live on there. Here, we're all just laughing about situations and stuff and not beating ourselves up. Mark, you and I need to just assume Hayden's story was what's going on with us. Yeah, because whatever you assume is true. That's why I hate about being back in Chicago, even though it's 80 degrees. My beard's got dandruff now because the weather changed. When I was in Puerto Rico, I was good. My hair was slick. Now it's all curly. I do kind of like that look, though. It's like a good amount of curls. You know, like how little this channel is actually about manifesting. When I listen to some of the things I say in these comments. I did reach out to a guest for the channel today. I reached out to all of our favorite Be Something Wonderful. I sent them an email right before I started this, so we'll manifest that he'll come on live with us. And he'll keep us more into the manifesting. And still waiting on Tone's reply. Like I said, that guy, he gets so many messages. I get maybe to talk to him a little bit every, maybe once a month we'll talk. And it's like you have to be on Instagram the same time he's on Instagram to go back and forth a little bit and then get to the point. I'm dying. I was just looking. I'm like, man, that would be a good, like, it's like a good look for like a movie right here. This shirt matches the hat. That's why I put a hat on too. And left-handed. Sell the merch. It's crooked too. Because the way they have you design it is fucking weird. At least it gets the job done, because I didn't want to take donations like some people said. Just donate to me. Just do this. No, now you get a product with it. But as you see, I'm not the best designer. Hopefully, let's see. We getting a subscriber during this? That's crazy. Welcome, if you're still here. And we gained one on TikTok too. That's funny. It's 849 on TikTok, 849 on Instagram, or on YouTube. Instagram is just my own personal account that I put up. Assume everything's worked out in your favor. Didn't really believe it at first because I was using logic too much, but there was no other explanation and everything else made sense after. Exactly, that's how it works. I think that's a great design. Don't insult your design or your subscribers will come for you. Yeah. When we stop obsessing with manifesting, that's when it happens. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, it's not necessarily like some people, like I've done it both ways. I've been like so obsessed and like freaking out over it and it happens. But then the problem is you get the manifestation and you're so insecure about it, you lose it. Now, the book I'm reading now is called Psycho-Cybernetics, which a lot of people have talked about in their channels. And I figure, since I'm doing this now, let me look and learn new ways and other stuff and test it and other things. Psycho-Cybernetics is basically describing, it was written by a plastic surgeon. And what he discovered was here's an example. If you have a scar on your face and you're a salesman, you want the scar removed. This is back in the 40s and 50s. So before boob jobs and butt jobs, I think he keeps talking about facial surgeries. So like if someone had big ears, he was able to fix their ears or whatever, like things that you feel like take away your confidence. He goes, and what would happen was you would do the plastic surgery, and then their lives would drastically improve, and I have all these great things happening. And he's like, and they become a different person because of something physical. Like, not saying you have to get plastic surgery to change it, but he's like, but then there was a guy who was fencing, and he had a scar on his face from the sword, but he was very confident because he was proud of the scar, because the scar, in his mind, made him a better sword fighter. Just like the salesman without a scar made him a better salesman. So everything goes back down to your, what do you call it? Your self-concept. So yeah, when you're obsessing, you could still manifest it, but if your self-concept is low and you don't really see that you're that person, like Neville said, visualize the ladder and don't say, I'm not going to climb the ladder, and then you climb the ladder, right? So you do that, but you don't really, you visualize something and it happens, right? Whatever you visualize comes into reality. But if you don't have the self-concept to keep it, that's the problem. So that was my issue every time I got the SP and I failed and lost the SP. It's because I was not, what do you call it? I was not in the right self-concept. Now I'm in that self-concept, but sometimes it still wavers. Like Neville says, we change states. So sometimes I'll think back to, I mean, I'm 26 now, but I'll still go back to that little fat kid who was rejected and stuff like that all the time. That's like a programming from when I was a kid. Earning money's hard. You only earn it through working hard in the union and breaking your back. But one of the things I learned through, I mean, this channel has helped me with a lot of stuff. You guys and your belief in me has put my self-concept through the roof. Whenever, like I said, whenever I feel bad, I'll go read your comments. Or that's why sometimes I'll do multiple lives a week. Is because if I'm feeling it, then possibly you guys are needing it too. So I'll jump on here. And one of the things I learned, I'm like they always teach, like the way I grew up, you don't like what you do for a living, you do it to make money, and it's the only money you can make, maybe side jobs, all of it's backbreaking, blue collar, like that's how I grew up. I realized even making good money, I can make more of that off I can make like 2 hours and change worth of pay that everybody is like willing to kill for over here for that type of pay that I get. But I can make it off one session, which is 1 hour. Like I said, we usually go over because I like talking with the people because I feel good doing the session. So I realized it's all about your self-concept. And it's like, if I believe that I'm this person who is able to help people manifest and I get all these success stories, I can manifest anything into my world, I feel really good. New opportunities start unlocking themselves. And then I started feeling like that. And I've been visualizing the money. Now I'm getting business opportunities from friends who are investing in stuff and they're making a lot of money. So money's coming into my world more easily. And then it's like, if I could do all that, then why is SP so hard? And then you start realizing SP is not hard, because then you come on here and, like, for me, this is my personal example, but it's true for all of you guys. As soon as sometimes you get a 3D feedback because your self-concept's kind of high, and then something feeds back, dwell on that, dwell in it, and focus on that. Like, I'll come in here and then all the beautiful ladies on here complimenting me. It's like, damn, my self-confidence should be through the roof. And then it kind of makes you think, forget about SP. And not saying that I don't need SP, or, I mean, well, we don't need our SPs, or there's something we want. But you build up your self-confidence and you feel good. So that's why, like I said, I've done a lot of sessions with a lot of you guys, and like, same thing as me. Like, you don't see yourself a certain way. If you don't see yourself a certain way, the world won't treat you that way. Like, I had one dude, fucking most handsome dude I ever met. I don't even know if he's in here, but if you are, you know who you are, because I told you. Like, I'm like, this man should have zero problem with SP, but it's like that self-concept over just that one person could fuck you up. So that's why you want to get your self-concept unshakable and focus on that. That's why I say go to the gym, because that focuses on you. Find your group of friends, focus on them. And that's when you're not obsessing and you're obsessing with yourself, and things kind of fall into place. I read that book. It really lets you know your self-concept is what you see in your vibe in your life. Exactly. I mean, that's what I listen to now all the time. Well, not all the time. I'm listening to that book now because this new job with the new schedule takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get to work, an hour and a half to get back. So how do I make the most of it? It's like, this goes with anything in life. Take all your negative moments or things that are seemingly sucky. Everything that seems like it's sucky, use a way to make it positive. Okay, 2 hours and 45 minutes to travel every day sucks balls. What can I do? I could do lives from the car. As long I know TikTok flags you on that. I don't know if YouTube will. I can record videos from the car. Because you're sitting in bumper to bumper traffic. I can listen to other people and get ideas. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? That's another way to phrase it. Or I can listen to books on the subject and get better. You turn every bad thing into something good. Honestly, let's see. I was the fat kid, ruined my self-concept. Now I'm lean and muscular, and I have some of the old thoughts as well. Body dysmorphia. Yeah, body dysmorphia is weird working against it. Yeah. I mean, my buddy is fucking jacked as fuck, and he still gets it. I go, it's like, oh, my belly's sticking out a little bit. And then when I start thinking like that, SP will make a comment on it, and it fucking dwells you even more. Like, she might just be breaking your balls, or like my brother breaks my balls all the time. He's like, oh, you're a fat motherfucker. I mean, I don't know if they'll ban me, but if I took my shirt off or you watch my fitness channel, I'm not a fat motherfucker, but when it says it, it kind of triggers it in your mind. It's almost like a test from the 3D, so don't dwell in it. Don't fall in that shit because body dysmorphia is real. It's almost like one of those things like, all right, that's a soft spot. Don't hit me there. Don't hit below the belt. Honestly, I can feel that you are more confident within yourself, and every time I watch your videos, sometimes after 2 to 3 months, you always look better and better. Thank you, Aman. I appreciate it. I've looked back at a couple of my old videos. I'm like, man, I did not know what I was doing then. And now it's like, you're getting better here. And like I say, one sword sharpens the other. It's like, the more confident I am here, coming on here with you guys, I'll go on there and I'll do the comedy stuff, dressed as a cockroach of the night or whatever. And it's like, before it made me a little bit insecure, but I knew it was funny. It made me laugh, but also to the point of like, I'm worried about this. Then you don't give a fuck anymore. Then you're good. And like, this makes me more confident with that. And that makes me more confident in the gym. I'm more confident in the gym. You start seeing all these good things that appear in life. And when I come on here, that's why I like to do these lives. Not only do they boost my morale, I see it in the comments too. And I've seen how far you guys have grown over time in your success stories. Even when you go through like peaks and valleys, like we have to hit the dips too. I feel like that's a personal belief of mine. Maybe we don't have to, but personally, I like hitting the rock bottoms because then you could skyrocket up again. That makes life interesting. If everything's perfect, there's no, like, why do you think like rich people are some of the most depressed people? If they were born rich and then they've never had a fight for anything. Like the rest of us, we've had to fight for stuff and develop it, and there's more reward to it. Anything you have to work for, there's a reward for it. Self-concept is key. Always put yourself on a pedestal. Exactly. Thanks. This is good. I'm glad. Hey, Oyster, how you doing? Thank you. Look, you're looking snazzy. I'm trying. Well, the reason for it, Oyster, is this. My hair is kind of all over the place, so I had to cover it, and I was wearing this shirt, and matched. Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful with it. You look hot. Oh, well, thank you. True. He sets a great example. I think stopping obsessing does have a lot to do more so with putting itself seems to be, sorry, as you can see, I can't read, but more so putting self on the pedestal seems to bring them back. It does. It's like, it's weird, but it's true. Learn not to give a fuck, and you've been jacked since day one. The more you become. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Oyster. Oh, Oyster, I still got I read your thing, but I was on vacation, so I didn't get a chance to get back to you. But I have to tell your success story if you're cool with it about the money, because a lot of people sent me money successful, which I'm happy about. Hayden and Mystic are both very good looking. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like the guy in Hayden's picture too. Confident in who you are. You've never been fat, just Coke. You've never been fat. You just come across as youthful. Whatever you do it confidently. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I will tell that one then. Probably in today's set of videos when I record it, and it'll be there because there's so much stuff going on. I got to do the Neville readings, success stories, because I got like yours and like 2 more, then my own personal one, and then whatever other ideas have popped in my head. We don't have inked here to document everything. But I appreciate the compliments, Oyster. You're making me feel good. I like the guy in Hayden's picture, too. The guy in this picture is my man crush from Hollywood. I always get confused. It's not Ryan Reynolds. It's I don't know, Blade Runner guy. He's literally me. Or Patrick Bateman. See what happens when you let these go stale. Expensive ass cigar. It's bad. I've never been ugly. You've seen pictures, but I had a horrible social anxiety even though I modeled. But I became a goth, and whenever I felt self-conscious, I would pretend I was in goth. Well, see, yeah, you're not ugly. You're beautiful. I've seen your pictures before. Yeah, that's why I say I'm like everybody on this channel who's like it's negative self-concept. It's like this channel is like we're like the most beautiful, unconfident people who don't see it in ourselves. So that's why it's nice to have the group where everybody is like, we see each other, we give each other motivation, we hype each other up. I've been thinking about doing more lives each week, but then I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do them. But I do like coming on here because it is like a group of friends and something to do once a week and all that stuff. I feel like we're always building each other up, and I feel like even after we get our manifestations, a lot of us have our success stories, and we still come on here, we still hype each other up. I'm thinking about doing a Discord. I didn't like Discord much when I was trying to do a gaming channel. My friend liked Discord more and set it all up, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But I guess a couple people have asked about it. I think maybe we'll do that, and then a membership channel, so that way I could do at least 3 lives a week, maybe. But it's all about being able to. I mean, like I said, if I could do this full time and drop the other gig, I could make a lot more content, but maybe it was me not walking in faith and saying yes to that job. Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm an artist and that legit saved me because I used to think people looked at me because I was unattractive. People would stare. I have to grow into not caring and love myself. I used to think because everyone said I was pretty, they were lying to me and nice. Yeah, that's the nice. Well, that's the hard part about like when you get your glow up. Is because you were probably in a place before where it's like you felt like shit, and then you start to glow up and you feel good, and then you feel like people are lying to you though, and you don't want to feel it because you're still stuck in that old state. So we have to move out of the state. Moving out of the state is the most important. Love the channel. I feel like I've been manifesting a husband back for months. No moving at all. I went to the end of self-concept was great and message, but no response. I feel like giving up. Well, we were just talking about that too, feeling like giving up. I felt like that before too. And like I always say, like if you feel good and you feel like messaging, no matter if there's a response, no response, anything like that, go ahead and message. Because if you're at a self-concept where you're so high and it's not going to break you if they don't respond, by all means, send a message. If you still waver or have any little inclination that you might break over that, or like when I say the same thing about setting a deadline, and you feel like it might break you if you don't hit it, do not do it. In the meantime, keep working on self-concept and then say, man, that message, he's just dwelling on that message. He's thinking about how he's going to come back, and he's like the message is stewing and he's trying to figure it out, and things like that. Like just change the way that you're seeing it. It's like change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So look at no response as how he's thinking about how he's going to fix it up, even if he fucked it up or not. Then yeah, see it that way. Let me see. This is empty. I'm gonna put this here so we can do. Bingo. That was like 20 years ago when I was in my 20s. Honestly, Oyster, I thought that you were like in your late 20s when you sent me that message where you showed yourself. So that's crazy. So you do look good. What's your Instagram at? Hold on 1 second. I think I could write messages, right? That's my Instagram. It's at the bottom of all the videos too, if you don't get it. As Allie's circumstances don't matter, Nick can agree knowing that my story and not telling it, really nothing matters. Yeah, exactly. I mean, your story was like mine, where it's like you don't think it's like, man, I don't see how it's going to work, but then it works. I have a sexy body but a cute face like a cartoon, and I can get my face and I can't get my face to look sexy, even if my face, even if I had my face and a cute body. I think I'd be better off. It's frustrating. Well, yep. You did put your face on your profile for a little bit, and I didn't look at it like a cartoon or anything. I thought you were very attractive without the picture, like with the picture. Like I thought it was a sexy face, so that's why I was like, oh, I don't know why she's like worried about putting her face out there. So don't beat yourself up like that. That's all in your own mind. You have to change that state. Because now sometimes I look in the mirror, like a couple of times I caught myself looking, I'm like, I'm kind of rocking this outfit with the cigar and the watch and the hat. And I used to be self-conscious to wear hats like this. I remember I like wearing hats. And sorry, I'm dying. I like wearing hats and stuff. I remember meeting this one guy. He was a fat slob, an arrogant asshole, but he wore a cowboy hat the first time I met him. I'm like, this motherfucker's rocking a cowboy hat, and I wish I could. And he had hot girls all over him. I'm like, that could be me. But then I still saw myself as like not good looking, can't rock a hat. People will be, oh, he's a weirdo if he wears a hat. Now you guys are giving me compliments on it. I bought that white hat that you saw me wearing in the last live. SP was like, I never seen you with a hat before. And then for a while, she's looking at me. She says, you look really good in that. Well, you're welcome for the advice. Yeah, I age slowly. It's weird family thing. From my dad's side, they all live to 100 minimum. Damn, that's awesome. Sorry, that's me blowing up IG with notification. Oh, okay. I was like, my IG's blowing up right now. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's you and Aman. Let me see. Well, thank you, and so do you. The white hat was really nice. Thank you. Yeah, I got the white. I was gonna wear the white hat again, but I'm like, oh, I've got this navy blue one that I bought in Vegas, and I never really wear it, so I'm wear this one. It's like the blue Indiana Jones hat. This one was expensive too, and I remember wearing it to the airport, being a little bit unconfident, but I had just gotten SP back at that time. I felt really confident. My brother bought the bowler hat, and I remember, but he was like very unconfident about it. I said, "Wear it, fuck him, fuck what everybody else thinks." And then I remember my cousin made fun of him, and he got pissed. I'm like, "Don't worry about what they think." I'm like, "Wear the fucking bowler hat. Have the balls to wear the bowler hat." And he did. It was like the Laurel and Hardy hat, and I bought one too. Then after that, I said, "We'll use it in comedy." That's the nice thing about comedy is like if you can make fun of yourself. Like I said, be careful when you make fun of yourself because it can lead to negative self concept. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna make fun of myself, but I'm fine. Like, I don't really care what other people think because to me, it's genuinely funny. Find it actually funny for yourself. Bottle that up and sell it. Well, yep. You look really young too, from what I've seen. Not like, not like super young, but like my age. I look fucking. I'm not gonna lie. I know what I look like. I look like I'm 35. That's what SP thought when she met me. That's what most people think. I have extraordinary chromosomes. I didn't hit full puberty till 19 though. Like, remember, you look good in any hat you try. Try a boater. I don't know what a boater hat is, but I think I have one. So hold on. Now you guys are going to see me in my fucking shorts. I bought these the other day, so don't laugh. They're a little small. They go above my knee. Where's it at? Should go over here. This is the costume closet too, for all the comedy videos. All right. Let me know if this is the boater hat. Is this the boater hat? I look 28. Well, that's 2 years away. You look like younger than 31 too, Talani. I have an extra chromosome. Sorry, not. Oh yeah, extraordinary. I was like, I don't know. I never know anything about that. But let me know. Does the boater hat? That's called the captain's hat. Look up Goring Brothers hats. Okay, I'm gonna look. I'll look it up on my phone right now. This is my Hugh Hefner hat, but I wear this for another character. That's for one of the comedy characters that we never released. It's weird. We're all basically fine, normal, and attractive, but have stories why we're irrationally insecure. What's wrong with us? Nothing's wrong with us. We're all perfect. My daughter has the extra chromosome too. It's a, it's a straw flat top hat with. Oh, I know that hat. I almost bought one of those, but if you can't tell, my head is big as fuck, so none of them fit me in Puerto Rico. And that's the one SP was telling me to try too. See those mini boat shorts? They are short, and it's like, because they're technically my size, they were on sale. I needed shorts, and I was in a hurry before the trip. And they go above my knees and stuff, and then you forget. Like, for me, buying pants is hard. Like, I don't have fucking super big legs, but they are muscular. So it's weird. My waist is small, but my legs are big, so fucking pants are weird to buy. Like, when I sit down, like, and the leg muscles stand out, they, like, pull up. And then I'm having cock and ball torture at the same time if they're too tight. Luckily, these ones are flexible. Look up boater hat. Let me see. I'm going to look it up. Oh, these ones. Oh, you can't see it. I tried to tap a phone screen to make it better. Like this one's like these are like the 1920s guys' hats. Hold on. Like when they're running for mayor or something. I don't know if it's gonna be like the background like washes it out. Kind of like that, I see. I could be like this guy, extra handsome like him. What was the other one called? Gorin Brothers hat. Gorin Brothers hats are like the trucker hats then? Because I was gonna sell one like that on the channel. Then keeps dying out. Then look. Borderhead says I'm retired but socially connected. That's my goal. But you are extra hands-on. Thank you so much. Gorin Brothers hats. That's a store. That's a hat store. Oh, okay. Let me look it up because I came up with images. Oh yeah, it's the same one. Oh, you mean like this, like the fedoras and stuff, like those? Holy shit, $300? God damn, I thought this hat was expensive at 85. But I do like these. I could rock this one, I think. This is 180. That one I like. How did this go from manifesting to watching me buy hats? This one's called Mr. Wolf and it's 52. It's on sale. I might grab this one. It looks pink in the picture here, but it's tan. I like that. I meant the boater, but they have everything on sale. Here you go. Let me look. Not that expensive at 85. Yeah, eBay has them too. Let's see. Trucker, fedora, other hats, beanies, cut, bucket, flat caps. Oh, is that what you call these? I call these the potato hats. They call them flat caps. They're like the Peaky Blinders hats. I call them potato hats. Because I'm Irish. So I call them potato hats. Bruno Capello hats. Let's say that too. I used to only have SP be my stylist. Now you guys are styling me too. Oh, I like this one. It's like looking like Gucci too. I did buy a fake Gucci belt in Puerto Rico. That is one of the things I bought. This guy looks like one of my best friends, but in 50 years. Josh, are you here? Oh, wait, no, I forgot. You're not supposed to use your real name, but are you here? That could be you when you retire. Oh, I do like these. I have to get in touch with my Italian roots and be more with my fashion. I did find a nice place where me and SP went to one time. It's actually right by our gym. They had like it's all really fancy shit or all sweatsuits, which I love. I was a men's stylist and I did the pale guy from Shameless. Oh, Shameless was in Chicago. Who the fuck was the pale guy? I didn't watch it that much because it did remind me of like the white trash part of my family. So I was just like, man, fucking Shameless hit too close to home because it takes place in the neighborhood where my family. Well, not my family's not from that area. That's like more like a trashy neighborhood next door. If you're from Chicago, no offense, if you grew up over there. But that was like more Shameless took place in like I think more of the Irish part. I'm Italian and Irish, but my family's from the Italian area more. And like those two neighborhoods have beef. Now we need to see pictures. Bootleg Goring Bros. They're amazing. Nordstrom, but Nordstrom racks. The little kid. I gotta look it up because I don't know who the Oyster. Did you live in Chicago then, or did you just style them from far? This guy? Who did he play? Oh, he was one of their brothers or somebody. Like I said, I didn't watch the show too much. Oh, he plays the Joker now or something, right? Oh, you're in Cali. Okay. See, they were always casting for that when I was in Chicago. Well, I live in Chicago, but they were always casting for that or Chicago PD or anything else. And I was trying to act, I was trying to go from the Arnold self concept. I only play the star. So it was like because of my size and stuff. I'm not super big, but I was bigger when I was acting like more bulked up. I think I had a picture actually when I was younger. They were like, "Oh, do you want to play the bouncer? Do you want to play?" Because like a lot of it was like a lot of police shows. Do you want to play the cop? But then like the only cop roles I would get because nobody wants to play the villain cop. So it's like, oh, do you want to play the bad cop? He's racist. He's this and that. I'm like, no, because people are gonna remember me as that guy. I want to be the good guy. I want to be the hero. And like, oh, sorry, no role for you. Let me see. I'll show you the young mystic who was an actor. No, that's my photo album with SP. Here. That was my headshot when I started acting. I got old as fuck. That was 8 years ago. Oh, a new house for sale, but I'm not buying it. And his makeup as well for Shameless for real life events. Oh, that's awesome. So you did modeling, then you were doing what do you call it? Modeling, and then you were doing men's stylist for that show. That's pretty cool. See, that's the thing too. Why I like doing this, like I said, I always want to do acting and comedy, but this is like you meet so many cool, unique people, and that's the thing. Everybody always beats themselves up too. It's like, oh well, I'm not good enough. I'm not that. I mean, that's a big job. That's like a really cool thing to do. That's where you should be putting yourself up on a pedestal and like a high self concept and stuff. And they keep with real estate. They're just really trying to sell me a house. I kind of gave up on that to stay here and live cheaper because I was able to manifest out of that sequence of events where I was going to lose this place, and I got it. I'd rather live cheap here, travel more with SP. Plus, it's actually a nice condo complex. I haven't been here really in the summer. I came at the end of last summer. So they got a pool opening up next week. They got a bunch of stuff going on. I'm an artist. I learned to do everything I could so I could always work. That's awesome. That's what I wound up doing too, which is why it's right here. I don't want to knock things over. When I wanted to be just an actor and I couldn't find any good roles, I wrote a self-concept where it's like, okay, paid a lot of money for this motherfucker. Got it. And then it's like, okay, pay for this thing. Got it. So it's like I learned photography, I learned editing, I learned cinematography, I learned writing. So it's like there's manifesting and stuff like that. You can manifest great opportunities, but it's like the more skills under your belt, the more you could learn to do stuff. And it's like now knowing manifesting, it's like, man, the world is yours. And I feel like Scarface, the world is yours. So it's like whether I was a great actor or not, I write my own opportunities. Yep. So that's the nice part about it. Because the only thing I was bringing to the table was, oh, I'm an Italian actor who works out and wants to be the next Stallone. That was the only thing I brought to the table. But then I remember reading about Stallone. He wanted to be an actor at 6. I wanted to be an actor at 6. He worked a bunch of odd jobs. I worked a couple of jobs, but none I really liked. So then I'm like, be careful what you wish for and manifest it to. I'm like, I want a body just like Stallone. I'm still working on it, but Stallone, his right pec is torn. My left pec is torn. So I'm like, damn, the universe gave me almost everything I wanted. First and foremost, I sing, but all the other stuff supports it. Okay, that's awesome. So you used every other thing that you were able to do that. And it's never too late to get back to your roots of the stuff too. Like right now, it's like I'm focusing on Mystic because I like this, but I still have like on this table a bunch of other little scripts and like some other stuff. You get enough attention on you, enough heat on you from anything else, you could do whatever you want. Like I watched the movie Heat the other day for the first time. Speaking of Heat, that like revitalized me to go back to my roots of like wanting to act and stuff like that, and take acting classes and things like that, and reconnect with all the people I knew that were actors. Speaking of that, while we're thinking about it, let me actually. No, you know what? Let me get the script ready and then give it to her. See, I got an extra long cigar so we can stay on longer today. What else you guys want to discuss? Manifesting questions, comments, concerns, any advice on stories? What do you plan to do for the week? What kind of videos do you want me to make this week? Once I put out the right books, then I mean, if you guys want the graph paper ones, I'll leave these up here, and then I'll do ones with lines too. But that's a big thing. I didn't release anything on the channel because I want everything to be perfect before I put it out. Like I know somebody who knows a little bit about what I do. Like, oh, you're a life coach. I'm like, yeah. Like, do you sell merch? I'm like, I have it. put it out. I'm like, I want to make sure it's all good first. Like this is like an example of like shitty people where it's like, oh, just put it out. Who gives a fuck if they like it or not? Because I want to make sure I'm putting out a good product. Like there's a thing like you can manifest stuff, but also like I believe in morality too. Like, don't put out anything fucking garbage. I plan to secure Jim Bay's phone number. It's already done. There you go. Yes, it is. I'm visualizing next Monday hearing about it. Or if I do another live this weekend. I mean, I didn't know this weekend was Memorial Day. Because I was talking to SP and she's got plans with her best friend. So I need to make plans. That's the thing too. Don't react to shit. Because I was ready to react. Like, well, why wasn't I included? Settle down. Like, you just went on vacation with her this weekend. You did your own thing. She did her own thing. She wants to do her own thing next week. That's the thing why it's like important to have. That's why I say get out there, make friends, meet people, do other things. So it's like not all about your SP. Because like I said, getting them back is, for me, it's been easy. Sometimes it wasn't. But then you get your SP. Looking back, it's easy. In the moment, it was not easy. And then now it's like, okay, you have this. But like if you're constantly struggling with something, like just relax and take it back a little bit. Having your own life, like I said, 3D will give you feedback. That's why I want to do this meetup thing soon, but I feel like we need more subscribers for that. Be like, hey, anyone in Chicago, let's do a thing where we do Mystics at the beach or something. Now that it's nice in Chicago, we could do that. Maybe towards the end of summer. We talk about our manifestations, do a bonfire out there, go in the nice Lake Michigan water. A Mystic picnic, yeah. There's actually a nice picnic place over here by me with a little lake and everything. That'd be nice. I'm hoping we hear back from everybody's favorite, Mr. Tom Kieran. I sent them that email, so hopefully, or Akshay, because I know H has spoken to Akshay on behalf of Mystic Manifesting to do a collab. Then actually, if we get more followers on TikTok to go live there, because there's almost two different audiences with the same amount of viewers too. Because like the people from TikTok, a few have come over here, and then most people from here didn't go to TikTok, so we could be doing boom both at the same time. I see we're down to the final. This is the first time where the Mystic has stayed in longer than the viewers. So let's see what kind of topics do I have for us this upcoming week. We got success stories. I didn't see this person in here today, but I do know she has a success story. Then we have Oyster success story. Back to the basics series. We did that. I want to do another video on self-concept since that seemed to be a topic today. A video on how to manifest SP. I mean, I have a lot of videos already on manifesting out SP, but maybe like a good guidebook to it. Manifesting out of thin air. I mean, I've done that, but maybe do another video on it. Write a book on all my manifesting so far, but that's not a video. I don't know if the money thing really worked, but maybe I'll do an SP visual. Well, it did work because I got success after just making the video about money success. And then we had multiple success stories about making money after that success video. So maybe I'll do one about visualizing for your SP. And that's about all I have left on the manifesting thing. So whatever you guys want to see a video on, let me know. You love the Back to the Basics series? Okay, I might keep doing those then. Yeah, I've got self-concept left on there, scripting, which now we got the Mystic book, so we could do that, and affirmations. Those are the last three on my Back to the Basics. Then I want to read some more Neville, which the book is in the front room. So get that one out later and do that. Don't want to chug this cigar too fast because I got sick last night from doing that. But I also had, I think they were like draft beers or something because I went drinking with someone who drinks and drinks and drinks. And I'm like, I don't want to drink. But it's like, okay, if it ends this, drink the beers. Then having a cigar after that fucked me up. Don't be peer pressured. Let's see, what time is it here? It's almost noon, probably. Yep, it's exactly noon. I'll stay until I finish the cigar. Whatever else you guys want to talk about. If not, we're down to the final three. So if you guys want to go about your day and your week and you don't have anything else to bring, like in terms of videos, questions, stuff like that, or just shooting the shit, maybe I'll pop off then or jump off the video for the day. But you guys know from the videos I could talk all day long. That's what I like about the lives, like being off on Monday and doing these Monday morning. Gives almost all morning for us. If we have to go do a 6-hour live, we'll do a 6-hour live. And then once we get the membership channel, I might do Monday night live. So we have Monday morning, Monday night. What else do we have today? Tag some old videos, record videos, meal prep, go to the gym, practice the motorcycle. Yeah. It's a pretty open schedule, and SP's stuck at work, so there won't be any lifting together today. And it feels awkward. Like I love when we're going like stuff, and then it gets weird. It's just like just staring now. Want to run out of things to say. How long do you stay at the gym? I'm usually there till, depending if it's a shitty workout, I'm out in 45 minutes to an hour. If it's a good workout, almost 2, probably, because I'll do 30 minutes of cardio and then my abs, and then whatever muscle group I'm doing, and then I try to stretch, but I'm very guilty of not doing that, and I'm trying to pick up like more workout things to do. Actually, since it's 80 degrees, I might do a nice outside workout today. That would be pretty cool. Film that for a workout. Same with you, yeah. Well, that gives you plenty of time for SP to come in there and then give him that number. For abs, nothing crazy. I do like the basics. I'll do where I grab the 45-pound plates and I do my obliques, like where I'll have them at my side and do that. Or I go up on the decline and I do my abs, like I do it crunches that way. And then the ones where you pick your legs up, put them down, pick your legs up, put them like leg raises, and then I do the ones where like your legs are out, cross them over like that. So that way I do the bottom, the sides, and then the middle. Nothing crazy. Then sometimes I'll do regular like crunch machine. But half the machines were broken today. I hate it when that happens. The torso rotation. Yeah, I used to like that one a lot. I don't think my new gym has. Ab wheel, no, because the ab wheel's broken at my gym, but I'm going to buy one. I should do that. Hanging crunches, seated crunches. Hanging are good too. Guys are getting me fired up to go do a workout. I do got to buy more pre-workout. Some days I'm naturally prepped up to do it, but it's like sometimes I form too much of a reliance on the pre-workout, and then I can't have a good workout without it, which would suck. So I'll try to wean off it sometimes. Coffee don't really work. I drink coffee for the taste. It don't really even do anything for me because it goes good with a cigar. Haven't been doing ab wheel for a while, then go back to it and kill me. Yeah, that's how it is. Manifesting gains. It's weird too. Like the more I focus, like that's the mind muscle connection. Arnold used to talk about mind muscle connection. Like I'll do lightweight bullshit workouts for a while, and I would get better results than the stuff where I'm going balls to the wall in the gym. And it's like, man, why is it working better? It's like my mind muscle connection. And like, when I first heard that is like Tate said that too. It wasn't, I first heard it from Arnold, mind muscle connection. I heard Tate say something about, I don't work out. I just visualize it. And it's true. It's like, I'll do half-ass workouts and visualize myself looking better. And then I'll see myself better too. It's weird. So there's a manifestation to it. And it's however you see yourself too. If I don't see myself pec torn, nobody notices it. No matter how much I point out in the videos, it's like, or pictures, it's like, I guess I see it. I've been also manifesting like a better hairline too. And I don't know if it's the haircut or what, but it looks like it's filling back. I felt like it was like back here before. At one point I was really stressed out. It went back, and then it seems to be coming back a little bit. So that's why I'm doing that. So I guess there is appearance change ones. I never thought about that. And then I thought my eyes look like a different color when I zoomed in. They look almost like bluish gray and they're brown. I don't know if it's just the lighting in the camera, but I never tried to change the eyes. Your hairline did get better. I don't know if you're not bullshitting. That's the thing too. We start to think maybe we're getting bullshitted, but it's true. I was looking, I'm like, man, it did come back a little bit because it was probably go back a few videos. It was like there. I don't know if it's because I left it longer or what, but it feels like my hairline came back. Because you guys saw that picture when I was young. It was here. Then at one point it stressed out, went back to here. Then it came back a little because I did try manifesting once before, and I thought maybe it's because I'm not stressed it came back. And I was taking vitamins. And then now it's here. So it feels like it came back, or maybe it's just a good haircut. It's filling it nice out. Thank you. I manifested some hair regrowth, but stopped after I stopped affirming. It's weird, yeah, because I've been affirming it, so I'm gonna keep doing that. Then also my beard being patchy and stuff, like it's filled in more here, but I usually wear it lower now. But for a while I couldn't really grow on the cheeks too much, and then I kept affirming. This was like one of the first things. I was in high school, I was still practicing, and I started growing in more. Maybe it's something that comes with age, but I always try to look for the logical way, but it kind of came back or grew more. And your skin looks clearer and more vibrant. No BS. It's been looking sexy lately. And the haircut is great. Thank you. I've always get compliments that on the skin too. Like that was one thing I always affirmed though. It's like when everyone started in high school, everyone started getting pimples and shit, I guess, puberty and everything. I used to say, I never get them because everyone else did and I didn't. And I was like, I never get them. I never get them. The people go through breakouts. And then I heard like, if you eat chocolate, you'll break out. And I was always eating clean. So then I chocolate a little bit. I was like, I'm going to have a breakout. And then I get a breakout. Well, then I would say it's only on my nose, but then I would only get breakouts like here and here. And I used to always get one right here. And it'd be like right here, right here. So I'm like, it's the Robert De Niro mole. Hey, I don't know, these pimples, they just look like beauty marks to me. I was visualizing and frustrated and just said, give me a man with manners. And I met a man whose last name was Manners. And he has all the similarities with my first SP. That's hilarious and awesome. Oh, you had on your scalp? Oh, breakouts on your scalp? That sucks. Well, I guess you could just grow your hair out then. Morning, Eric. How you doing, brother? We're talking about growing hairlines back. I was saying I feel like mine came back. Yeah, that does suck. I felt bad for the dudes who got it on their beard line, and I went to a Catholic school, so you had to be clean shaven. So they were shaving over fucking pimples, and some of them got those marks now because they scarred themselves. I would have just told them, no, I'm not doing it. But I never got it, so I was lucky. Do you believe drinking alcohol can slow down manifestations? I believe if you're not in the right frame of mind, you could drink to a state of excess like I was doing for a while. But sometimes if you have the right amount, or like a cigar will relax me a little bit, I'll have a cigar, be relaxed, have a couple rum and cokes. Like I have a very high tolerance for drinking. I come from a long line of alcoholics. My parents don't drink, but in my family, there's a lot of alcoholics. And on one side, there's a lot of drug addicts. So I have a very high tolerance for drinking. But when I was depressed with SP or life or something, I would drink like a motherfucker to get myself drunk. And it would negatively affect manifestations, but Neville drank a lot. If you listen to Neville's speeches, he did drink a lot. He's like, I'd have a couple martinis in the morning, a bottle of wine at dinner, and a couple more martinis. And I was like, damn, Neville was fucking crocked all the time. But if you're doing it, if he had a high tolerance and it's a place where he could just relax, I think in his mind it helped him manifest. For me, sometimes it does help manifest because I'm relaxed and I don't care about anything. I'm feeling good. So sometimes it helps. You need to be more, manifesting can be like a genie sometimes. Like you're asking for something and it gives you something very similar but not the same. I don't know, was it direct acne or just sensitive skin? What are your honest thoughts on NoFap to manifest? I've done it and I've not done it. So it was almost like Tone from Simply Manifesting said, it was like almost like you're giving something up to get something. And it's almost like if I do this, I'll get that. And that's like something I've always had in my life. It's like I would make stupid challenges with myself. Like I used to walk rounds at work. So you walk down a walk up or down 40 flights of stairs and you pop in a room. And I'd be like, okay, if I could get up these 2 flights of stairs before the door closes, then I'll have my SP back. I'll make stupid challenges for myself like that. Then SP would send me a message. So it's like whatever you believe works. Honestly, it's like fapping was like felt like a waste of time. And the more busy I am, I don't have time for it. So if I'm really, really bored and horny and blue balled, maybe I'll do it. But it's like I said, if I don't, then I remember I'm saving this nut for SP. It was something stupid. And I did. And it was big. And I felt more rewarded for it. So it's either way. I mean, it's up to you. If you feel like it helps, it helps. When I'm training hard, I don't even have the energy to do it because all my testosterone goes to the gym. And I know fighters do it and stuff like that. But I feel like this is more or less as a guy, it's a waste of time just because you got other things you could be doing. You got to seclude yourself, turn your phone off, turn the lights off. I have to go do this. Then you get your post-nut shame. So it's like, why do it? One time, but I never got it when I would visualize SP. I stopped using anything else. I would just visualize SP. Then I would actually feel good after because it'd be like, hey, I just had sex with SP. I feel good. So those are my thoughts on fapping. Perfect. So it's all about mindset, even if you drink. Yeah. If you're someone who's in a good state of mind when you're drinking, then you're good. If you're in a bad state of mind when you're drinking, it makes it worse. It makes you more worried. I'm more snuggly when I have a glass of wine and I manifest better because I forget to doubt my manifestation. Yeah, but if you're in a dark state, it's no good for anything. Exactly. I had thoughts like that. Yeah. I won't lie. I was like on the 3rd month of it, maybe because over the summer I didn't at all last summer. I went like pretty much the whole summer and I'm like, this one's going to be for SP. But I honestly, like I said to you guys when I started the channel, I didn't plan to even get back together with SP. So I'm like, I'm just going to fucking hold it in and go crazy in the gym. I was looking good. I was vasculared up. Like my right arm has the vein now, but only my left arm would have a vein popping before. But I'm like, I had veins popping on both arms. I'm like, yeah, I'm holding this nut in for me. I think the most I ever did was like 4 or 5 months. That was it was like, about 4 months before I met SP because like I was like, it's just a distraction. It's bullshit. I'm not doing it. For me, it's like the same thing as drinking or smoking a cigar or whatever. I don't need it. Like I have very few needs that I need to do. It's like I want money because it frees me from a day job. I want SP because I choose to like SP. The problem is like when your self-concept gets so high, you have a lot of temptation. Like a lot of when we were sitting here too, like some girl when me and SP were broken up, sending me Snapchats. And it's hard because you have all that temptation then. And then it's like, well, why stay loyal? Or it's like, well, I could take care of it myself. But I don't know. I just never really do it that much. Don't get me wrong. I'll go through phases where it's like, oh, I want to. And sometimes you do it and then you get the post-nut feeling bad. It's too short to light it anymore without burning my eyebrows off. Nick, you and I have such similar personalities. We could be fraternal twins, but also my goofy humor is a little more book nerdy, not movie nerdy. Yeah, my stuff's all like in the movies, but I have been reading more. There's books I like, but I watch the movie of them or listen to audiobooks. Most audiobooks are like self-help stuff though I listen to. That was funny. Huh? I'm saving my nut for SB. It was true. She was like, "Oh wow, you didn't last very long." I'm like, yes, I did. I lasted 4 months too long. But also kind of affirmed that she wasn't seeing anyone else because she was done at the same time. So, and it wasn't a bullshit one too. I got more confident and assertive with no fap, but overall, but if I overdo it, I get too emo. Yeah, it's weird too. It's weird like that. 3 months down. I want to watch that Arnold Pumping Iron movie. That's a good movie. I used to watch that when I was 16 all the time. I affirm that my SP is loyal to. Yeah, my thing is like, if she's like this weekend, she was like very distant, and I started thinking negatively. She goes, "I'm gonna watch a movie with my daughter," and then she usually posts everything she does on Snapchat. It actually got me into more posting on Snapchat too. She told me that she was going to do that. Then I saw she snap story. And then she goes, "I have some stuff to do." And this is where I told you it's still going to like set you off certain times because if you have history, it's going to fuck you up a little bit. But you have to be confident enough to ignore it. Like she told me this weekend, I have stuff to do on Sunday. She goes, "I have some things to take care of," but she was open to going to my friend's cookout, and my friend wound up canceling. And right after she told me no, he wound up canceling anyway. But I was like, "What the fuck is she doing?" And I sent her a couple of jokes because I was with someone who talked me into buying edibles. I've never done edibles before. I bought them, but I've never done them. And the only times I ever smoked was with SP. So I've only smoked twice in my life. And I didn't feel nothing because I smoked it like a cigar, so I didn't even inhale like a bitch. But I bought the edibles. I'm like, I'm gonna do them with her for the first time, so I sent it to her, and then she didn't answer, and I was like, oh shit, she getting fucked by someone else. But then it's like, no, it takes away from my loyalty thing. And it's like on top of that, why would you be posting me on your stories and stuff like that, saying my man special someone and things like that? So even when you have everything going for you, your mind will still fuck with you a little bit. That's why I say mind control and self concept. That's what we need to have. Because I'll tell you, even from me, who has done it before, whatever you go looking for, you will find. Yeah, it gets hard at times. Preach. I do like the preacher Reverend Ike. That's one that like when I that like that's one of the most motivational law of assumption teachers. I've been listening to him a lot too, where he's got like a bunch of things to say, and then he starts singing, he laughs, he's joking. Like Neville joked too, but like Reverend Ike came around a little bit after, and like he came from like a church background, so I think the church people did not like him for that, which I know that they definitely didn't like Neville. I'm like, fucking bold as hell to do that because I even get stuff from religious people coming after me. It's like, motherfucker, I went to Catholic high school. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I understand the Bible. I've read it 3 times. Well, James Earl Jones read it to me 3 times. So I know all the stories and shit like that. And every time I see it, manifest. It's all manifesting. So that's a little bit off topic, but all those religious people always want to tell you what to do with your life. And it's like, for do unto others as you wish them to do unto you. Everyone you pushed out. If you want them to be shitty towards you, then treat other people shitty and be shitty. That's almost karma and law of assumption, and everyone as you pushed out. And that might be a success story that just popped up. I also do challenges to keep myself motivated about things. And regardless of SP, it makes my life more fun. Yeah, I like to do that too. I do it in the gym too a lot. Like, what do you call it? Little challenges in the gym. It's like, if you do this, then you'll get this. And it usually happens too. My chair's breaking. We're at about 2 hours now. We'll go for about 15 more minutes. If you guys got anything else you want to talk about, if the chat starts to die out, I'll jump off. But I think that was a pretty successful Monday live. Then I'll stay dressed up a little bit. We'll do make the videos for the day, meet up with my buddy, practice the motorcycle a little bit, get everything ready so I go to the DMV the week after and pass the test. Go from there. Should actually just call the DMV today. Why did your message retract? What was your message up that got retracted? Just copy and paste it or say it again because I don't see it. I see that you do challenges, and before that you said we're like twins, but you have a goofy sense of humor that's more book related than movie. Those are the only other two. So send it again. I want to make a list for manifesting and try out different techniques with each of them. See which one works. Probably use the curse word. Do they do that? It'll take away if you put a curse word. But do that, yeah, brother. Many manifestations. That's why each one I want to do a little bit different for. Should trim my beard up. It's itching. Manifesting while angry is a good one too. It is, yeah. Actually, you can manifest out of anger too. Really? I got to see the settings then. Maybe there's a setting that automatically blocks your messages then. There's a lot of power and emotion there. Yeah. It's almost like, well, to get nerdy and quote Star Wars again, it's like using the dark side of the Force. You're using anger and all that stuff. Well, that's a business deal. This is the business league of extraordinary men. What do you call it? Using anger, it's like the dark side because it could also bring you to a dark place too, but there's a lot of power in it. One of these days I'm going to have to do I was thinking about doing like on TikTok or maybe shorts here, like me with the Jedi robes, giving like Jedi advice because besides the Bible, the original 6 Star Wars and Clone Wars stuff with George Lucas is very good manifesting advice. Then the Disney stuff gets all out of hand. It's too much marketing and like, oh, here's what the movie is. You want to debate me on topics? That will be one. Like, I hate Disney stuff. They'll never sponsor me now. I haven't been with anyone since SPU, but now he ghosted me. I'm going to find someone else. Can't be celibate another 6 months for someone who's not interested. Very true. I mean, I did wind up. I was loyal to SP for the past 2 years until in January, and I found 2 other people. And it was just, for me, it just felt like a waste of time. Like the one chick basically had me locked up in her house for 3 weeks. Like, come over. And it's like, I was very horny at the time. I was mad at SP. But it didn't really work because I was having performance anxiety every single time too because I kept thinking about my SP. She's like, you're thinking about your ex. I'm like, hold on. Well, that's not helping it. And then she told me, I tell you guys everything. She told me, she goes, am I ugly? Like I'm not gonna lie, she was really good looking too. She's like, am I ugly? I'm like, no. And then she goes, are you gay? I'm like, well, no, it's definitely not going to work when you tell me that. That happened, yeah. I was just like, I'm like, first of all, I tell you guys everything, so I'll tell you this too. And first of all, it's like the lady's alcoholic. I don't drink like that. It's like, you got me so drunk right now. First of all, it ain't going to work. Second of all, looking at me with dead eyes, like a doll's eyes, staring at me, telling me, am I ugly? Am I fat? Please don't do that. Let me just focus. I gotta get myself together here. And then she's like, are you gay? I'm like, please, just let me focus. Stop asking questions. And that's why that lasted only about 3 weeks. Now I found out, it's kind of funny. I was visualizing the test for the channel, picturing her name calling me. And just to see, because I know she blocked me. And I don't block people, except for one person. I don't block people. She was calling me. I was visualizing it. Next thing you know, this new job I got hired at, apparently she works in one of the offices in this building. Because I remember her saying it. I know this building downtown, there's 2 identical buildings under the same name. And I'm like, I know she works in one. Please be the other building. Please be the other building. And then I saw the office that she worked in. I'm like, fuck. I know she's here. So in a way, I did manifest her back into my life, and I do not want to run into her. But because I fear it, it's probably going to happen, and you guys will be the first to hear about it. You'll be the first to hear I'm working on a sink or something broken in the building, and then just someone come up behind me. Am I fat? That was like what I learned from her was what clinginess looks like on the other side. Like I said, you learn something from everyone in your 3D. I learned what clinginess looks like from that side and how unattractive it is. And her repeatedly saying out loud, you're going to go back to your ex, you're going to go back to your ex. And then when the opportunity came up, it felt very natural for me to go back to my ex, which was, I mean, me and SP weren't really even broken up at that time either. But I knew she was talking to someone else because a week later she went on a date which she claims nothing happened. You know, I take it as truth, whatever. Don't really matter because I did something in that time too. It's like pretty funny though that it's like that's what I learned from her was how to not be that way. But now it's been looked at it the other day since January till now. Me and SP have been good on perfect terms. Spent almost every weekend together. Things have been very good between us, so I don't even worry about that stuff. But it's like I don't know, it is funny. I wind up becoming more like it's like remember how this bitch was, and remember that you're not that. Because if you get like that, then everything you fear comes to pass. That's another Bible quote. And Job said, everything I feared has come to pass. How do you manifest a message from a specific person and not a random person from the same platform? That one, I'm not going to lie. I tell you guys the truth on everything. I've tried to manifest messages from my SP where I do all the techniques. Like Robert Zink was notorious for like how to get a message in 3 hours or how to get a message in 3 days. I've done that. Like I said, I visualized this chick calling me just so I can make a video on that. And it didn't work, but I wound up working now. I'm working in the building that she's at where I know I'm going to run into her because apparently they told me that company calls a lot. So in a way, it doesn't have to be the message because do you really want the message or do you want the end scene? And then, you can get it too when you just, if you prod it enough too, it's like send a message first and then you'll probably get one back. And then, hey, there's the manifestation, but I did something in the middle. Like I manifest a follow and a message from her. Then I get some guy following me and some random user send me a message on the same platform. Yeah, I would do that too. And like every time I visualize the message, I picture her name, her icon, all that stuff. God damn it, it's not going to stop. I told them I'm doing a live too, and I get put in a group chat. But it's like I visualize it, do everything I know you're supposed to do, and then problem is like detaching because then you get a message. You'll get the message, and then you feel like shit because like that's not what I wanted. This feels like garbage. All right, we're only going to have one ding then if I mute this one. And that's $2,500 more than I was willing to pay on that item. And with that, I guess maybe I'll start getting ready to go do this business deal right now because I'll have to use manifestation or something to get that price down because that's expensive. But in the long run, could be a manifestation success story. Someone misses you. Yeah, my best friend and business partner. He was supposed to be on this live too. 7 images. Good Lord. My chair's breaking out of all this, these prices and pictures. Yeah, I'm going to have to get going, guys. It's 12:30. So I'm still going to have to get to the gym and I'm going to have to deal with this business stuff right now. But I'll make some videos. As always, try to keep one video a day. I hope this was helpful. As always, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys and to see my hairline return. And thank you if Oyster's still here for the fashion advice. Yup, Mitzi, Hayden. If Eric is still here, who else was here today? Talani, if you're still here. Aman. If there's any of your names wrong too, let me know. Mark, I don't know if Mark's even still here, but thank you everybody who has stopped in today. It's been a pleasure as always. Hopefully everything has been helpful. If not, send comments, emails, DMs, whatever. If you want coaching, I came up with a new thing because a lot of people were telling me they didn't have the $100 for the 1 hour. It's like a lot of people have been sending me, they'll send me like a 5-10 minute audio message, and then they'll send me like $20-$25 when I respond with another 5-10 minute audio message, just as a little pep talk. So if you want to do that or book a session or anything like that, hit me up on any of those platforms. If you got questions or comments or videos, go on one of the posts on one of the videos and write it, because I will see them and I write them down. It's just like I'm a little bit behind because there's a lot of stuff coming in. But as always, thank you guys. I love you. You have a great day as well. And I'll see you next Monday.